So over here, I have got a sheet pan, and onto there, I'm gonna go on with half of a butternut squash that I've thinly sliced, as well as 2 small red onions that I've cut into some wedges. Now, in addition to that, I have got some cloves of garlic. The recipe calls for 3, but these are the size of golf balls. So we're gonna do 2 today and see how it goes. But this is looking absolutely beautiful. I like the thin slice on these because it's gonna give you a really nice layering effect when you put this galette together. And the combination of squash and onions and garlic, I mean, 'tis the season, am I right?
Oh yeah.
All right, now onto there, I'm gonna go on with about 2 tablespoons of melted butter. If you wanted to, you could do oil, but there's gonna be butter in the pastry, so why not add a little bit of butter in the vegetables?
Match the vibe.
All right, looking good. Then to season these up, you can do just classic salt and pepper if you're feeling it. Obviously, you need a little bit of that anyway. But I also like to add a little bit of an addition. I like to add a teaspoon of curry powder.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's something about the curry powder, that little bit of curry powder with the squash and the onion that just blends together and gives you like a really nice kind of warm flavor. Even if you're serving this tart at room temperature, it's still gonna taste warm, which is, that's like brown butter. It does that, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna add that curry powder right onto those veg. Give that a little bit of a toss just to combine and just coat everything up with that butter and curry powder mixture. Oh my gosh, already it smells good. If you don't have curry powder, you could do a little bit of cinnamon, you could do a little bit of nutmeg, a little allspice even on here would be really nice. Give that a bit of a toss. Andrea Bucket loves a kick, so you could do some cayenne pepper.
A little cayenne pepper, sounds right. Yeah.
Not the worst thing in the world. All right, I'm gonna pop those into a 475-degree oven, a really hot oven, on the bottom rack, because I'm preheating already for that galette, so we've got that bottom rack ready to go. And I just wanna roast those for about 15 to 20 minutes, just until they're a little bit tender. They don't need to cook all the way or anything, because they're gonna keep cooking with the tart. But that's just gonna give them a head start, so they're nice and tender when everything comes together. Now, for your galette, we are gonna make a super simple pastry. This is kind of my no-fail pastry, and I know that Vijaya likes this recipe.
I love this recipe.
Yeah.
It's foolproof.
Yeah.
So easy, tender, buttery,
Flaky.
crispy.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
so
all
good.
It's all the things you
Yeah.
want. I love a pastry. But it's super simple to put together. Now, if you wanted to, you could do this in a bowl and use your hands. I know a lot of people go to the cottage for Thanksgiving weekend or something like that. So a bowl would work perfectly. I'm gonna use a food processor though, because it makes things really, really easy. So into the food processor, I'm gonna go in with a cup of all-purpose flour. Now, if you wanted, you could do all-purpose flour, but I like the addition of a little bit of whole wheat flour as well. So we're gonna do
a little nuttiness.
a little nutty, exactly. A cup of whole wheat flour is perfect. I don't love doing this pastry with all whole wheat because I find it makes it a little bit heavy. It absorbs water a little bit differently than white flour, so keep it to half and half. Now, season that up with about a teaspoon of salt. Since this is a kind of savory pastry, the salt is really gonna help there. And then I'm also gonna go in with a bit of pepper.
Nice.
Just as much pepper as you want. This also works though if you wanted to do a sweet pastry. You just leave out the pepper, leave out the kind of savory ingredients, and it's really good for like a strawberry rhubarb galette.
Stop.
I know, Vijaya was so excited.
I am thrilled.
Yeah.
Because I can really vouch for this pastry. It's really good. So if I can go sweet,
Oh yeah.
even better.
Girl, it's so good.
Yeah.
I love it. All right, I'm gonna give this a little bit of a pulse just to combine. Perfect. And then we're gonna go in with our butter. Now, pastry has a ratio. There's like a math equation when it comes to pastry. It's 4 parts flour, 2 parts butter, and then 1 part liquid. So stick with me. So we've got 2 cups of flour, so we need 1 cup of butter. So I've got 1 cup of unsalted butter here that I've just cut into pats. If all you have is salted butter, that'll work perfectly as well. I always cut my butter into pats even when I'm making pastry in a food processor, because listen, this robot's working really hard for me. I don't want to make it work any harder than it needs to work. So it's doing its thing. Now I want to pulse this in just about 4 times, just to break the butter up a little bit, because you don't want to go too far, because we're going to keep pulsing this. I might have lied with 4. I'm going to do 6.
Depends on the day, right, Mary?
Depends on the day.
Yeah.
Depends on the temperature of the butter.
Yeah.
You're basically looking for the butter to be about the size of like a hazelnut, something like that. So that is looking absolutely perfect. Now into here, to add to that beautiful kind of savory note, I love adding a little bit of cheese, because who doesn't like a little bit of cheese, right? So I'm going in with half a cup of grated extra old white cheddar cheese. If you wanted, you could do Gruyere, you could do Parmesan. This does a couple things. Obviously, it adds cheesy flavor, which is always a delight, but it also kind of gets in the way of some of the gluten production in the tart. So it keeps it really nice and tender and flaky, so it doesn't kind of like glue up a little bit. So that's looking beautiful. Gonna give that another pulse or 2 just to combine.
I like how you're using, oh, sorry.
She's teaching us all the things today. Science.
I'm not gonna lie, my plan for this show always is a little bit of science, a little bit of teaching. It's a good thing. That's looking absolutely beautiful. Now, since we've got that 4 cups of flour, the 1 cup of butter, we need half a cup of liquid. So I have got a little bowl here, and into there I'm gonna go in with a 1/4 cup of milk. Now, obviously that is not half a cup of milk. But I'm gonna add in an egg. And an egg measures about a 1/4 cup. So that brings us up to that half a cup of liquid. But the egg does a couple things here. It's gonna help it go golden brown and go absolutely beautiful. It's also gonna help give a little bit of elasticity to the dough, making it really easy to roll out. My mom has this theory that if pastry's easy to roll out, it's gonna be bad pastry. Her pastry, it looks like a puzzle. Like it's just crumbly and she's trying to smush it together. But you don't have to do that, Mom. Just put an egg in it and it's gonna be okay. All right, so I'm gonna go on into here with that egg mixture. Just pour that right on in. And then as quick as you can, get that lid on and give it a pulse again. Basically, you're looking here for the pastry to start kind of climbing up the sides. You can see there's a little bit of hydration. See it climbing? Does that make sense to anyone else?
Yes.
Thank you so much. I always like, does anyone else see food the way I see food?
Yeah, the visual references are so helpful.
It's super helpful, exactly. So basically at this point, it doesn't look great. It looks like a dog's breakfast, but this is what you're looking for. What you want your pastry to do when you pick some of it up is it be nice and crumbly, give it a squeeze, and it holds together in a ball. That is perfect pastry. I have rolled this pastry out to about a 1/4 inch, half a centimeter-ish thick. So this is looking absolutely fantastic. But I'm gonna show you a little bit of a trick that I like to do. So to move your pastry from here onto your sheet pan, since we're making a galette, not a pie, this also works with pie, I'm gonna roll this up onto a rolling pin, lift it up kind of like a scroll, and then we're gonna kind of pop it back down. Now, I always like to pop it down flourier side up.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I do. You know what? I know why for fruit pastries, because fruit pastries or pies obviously are a little bit more wet. So it really helps with that. So get it about centered. And at this point, you're gonna say, Mary, this doesn't fit. This is too big, but that's okay. Because for a galette, we actually fold up the sides to form this into like a free-form pie. Now, one of my favorite things about a galette is a galette is a great gifting pie.
Ooh.
Do you wanna know why?
Why?
Because you're only giving the pie. You're not giving the pie plate as well. Because anytime you go to someone's house and you bring a pie and you're like, oh, can I? Oh, no, I'll leave it. Okay, I guess that's your pie plate now. Now I gotta go buy a new pie plate. So always a good thing. You will also probably get a little floury while doing it, but that's always okay. Now onto here, I wanna spread down a little bit of something delicious, because in honor of my good friend Andrea Bucket, who I'm very thankful for, we're gonna go on with a little bit of
Mustard.
mustard, of course.
Dijon, maybe?
Dijon mustard is super tasty. I'm going on for 2 tablespoons, so a good amount here. So I'm gonna pop that right down into the center. This is gonna give that little, as Andrea likes to say, piquant pop.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a little piquant pop.
So nice. Now, if you had grainy, that would be beautiful. If you had stone ground, also beautiful. But basically, you're just making a little bit of a bed for everything to get popped on top of. So this is looking beautiful.
Could you maybe do a honey mustard? Would that
Honey
work?
mustard would be very
Lovely.
nice.
A little bit of sweet.
A little sweet, I love this idea.
A little bit of sweetness.
Little sweet, super nice. Now onto there, I want to add on that garlic. Remember that garlic we chucked on here in the skins? It's now a little bit soft, so I'm going to grab 1 or 2 cloves. Just pop it out of those skins. It's got a little bit of that yellow color from the curry powder.
Still just as massive.
Just as massive. She didn't cook down. But I am gonna smush this onto the pastry. Now, typically I'd smush this down a little bit more, spread it out a bit more, but basically now what we've done is made like roasted garlic mustard,
Yeah.
which is an
God.
absolute dream. So get that to spread out. You can do it with 1, 2, 3, however many you want. And then we wanna add on some herbs. So for my herbs, I am going on with a little bit of sage today. So I've got 2 teaspoons of sage, classic holiday.
You love sage,
I
don't
love
you?
sage.
Yeah.
It's fuzzy. I like that it's soft and fuzzy.
It's like a teddy bear
It
of
is like
herbs.
a little teddy bear. Anytime I see it, I'm just like, oh, that's nice. You're doing a little pet. So I'm just gonna spread that out, looking beautiful. Then I'm gonna go on with about half a cup of cheese. So we got half a cup of cheese in the pastry. We're doing half a cup of cheese right on here, because I like this to be like a layered lasagna cheese.
Yeah, why not?
Super nice. So that's looking beautiful. Then onto these vegetables that I pre-roasted, I'm gonna add on something a little bit sweet just to kind of counteract everything. So I've got a couple apples here that I've cored and cut into nice wedges. And I'm gonna add those right onto that sheet pan.
Nice, Mary.
This is gonna pick up a little bit of that curry powder. It's gonna just kind of mix everything together. But the reason I don't roast roast the apples first is they take less time to cook. So this is kind of a way to get everything cooking at the same time. All right, that's looking beautiful. Now I'm gonna take those vegetables and somehow fit them onto here. And you can be as pretty and dainty as you want. Know what I'm doing? Not that.
Not that.
Yeah.
Not that.
Because guess what? We're gonna cover this with more cheese. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my gosh.
This is looking beautiful. It smells out of control. Basically, all you wanna do is get it so pretty much every bite has a bit of apple, a little bit of squash, looking stunning. Okay, so yummy, very excited. Then onto there, I'm gonna add a little bit of crunch and a little more protein. So I've got about half a cup of chopped walnuts here. I'm gonna sprinkle those over top. You could do pecans, you could do really any sort of nut that you like, go for it. Scatter that over top. Then I'm gonna go on with half a cup of cheddar cheese.
Yes, you are.
That's why it doesn't matter how it looks right now, because we're gonna cover it in cheese. Whoops, pop that right on top. And then to form your galette, it's super simple. All you need to do is grab the edges, fold them up just to enclose everything, just kind of like this. Give them a bit of a pinch. And that's like literally as easy as it is to make a galette.
Oh.
You think it's not gonna come together, and then at the last second,
It comes together.
she's an absolute
Beautiful.
Little bit of an egg wash on the outside gives you like a nice kind of golden brown. It also helps with probably my favorite addition to this tart. Anytime I'm doing a savory tart,
I know what's coming.
you know what's coming.
I do.
A little bit of crunchy salt.
yeah.
A little bit
Little
of
salt.
flaky sea salt all over the outside. Gives us almost like a pretzel effect.
Oh, yeah.
Basically, all my recipes are I can't decide if I want a pretzel or a pie. That's the vibe today. All right, we're gonna pop that into that 475-degree oven on the bottom rack, because the last thing we want, ladies,
Is a soggy bottom.
we don't want that soggy bottom. So we're gonna pop that in, let that bake off. Perfect. And then you end up with something that looks like this. I'm very excited. Let that go for about 35 to 40 minutes.
Oh, come on.
And you end up with this beautiful tart. Like absolutely stunning. I am so excited about it. Now, if you have done this to ensure you did not get a soggy bottom, you gotta give it a little bit of a cut. And then you have to do what my husband's favorite way to eat pie is what he calls hand pie. Oh. That's what you wanna do. Hey, Mary here. What did you think? Drop your comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more of the good stuff.